This is a public service announcement from the Shootin' Guy.
Okay. This one's going to be difficult. This is going to be a video unlike any other video I've ever done on this channel. A number of years ago, we had a family member, one of the matriarchs in our family, fall for a telephone scam. And they didn't fall for it completely. We were able to recognize it immediately and jumped in and stopped it before it got out of control, fortunately. And so that's why I like bringing you those PSAs. Let me derail just a little bit and give you a little bit of backstory. Come here with me. All right, here. That's my refrigerator. Come off here for a minute. It's almost completely empty, except for a couple of sealed jars, and I do like Guinness. And water and soda. But there's no light on and it's empty. My refrigerator freezer went out. So what did I do with all the stuff that's in this refrigerator? It's in here. Now, I'm not sponsored by these guys, but Visani, it's doing a pretty good job. I mean, it's got a few of the freezer goodies. It's got everything in here that I could salvage. It's about 4.5 cubic feet. Does fine. It's getting us by. Fortunately, I have one of these. It's a deep freeze, and we keep a lot of long-term storage in there so that, you know, what doesn't fit in those little chest freezers at the bottom of the refrigerator, we can put in here. You know, if we went hunting, you know, we stored some pig in here. It'll store deer. It's got stuff from hunting and fishing and all that we can put in there for long-term storage. But that's not what this PSA is about. This is really about, let's go sit down again and talk about this. So what do you do when your refrigerator goes out? What did I do? Well, I went, put an all points bulletin out to many of my friends, not all of them, but many of my friends in the area, and asked the simple question, any of you have an appliance repair person that you could recommend so that I can get this thing fixed? And they all came back and went, I don't have anybody. I don't know. So I didn't get anybody locally that could recommend somebody. That's probably the first thing we should all do, is go on someone's recommendation. If they've had a good experience, then chances are that experience will continue and I'll have a good experience. I did have one person say, we did have a washer and dryer go out. You might want to try this. And it ended up being a Sears repair center call center. And I guess that's not a problem. But the thing was, they couldn't come out for over a week. And I'm thinking, wow, is there any way I can go faster? Okay, so I made the appointment for a week. And then I continued to just call and call and call different places. Finally, I found one online. They said, yes, we have someone available in your area that can help you out. And I was like, oh. Within about an hour, I get a phone call that said, hey, I could be out there by this afternoon. I'm on a couple of calls right now, but I can be there like around 5 o'clock. Is that going to be okay? And I said, I will make myself available to be here at 5 o'clock. How long is this going to take maybe to get something like this repaired? And the answer was, well, it could take, you know, if I have the parts available, I'll run back, get the parts, come back, and if it's not too late, we'll get it done either tonight or tomorrow, depending on parts. And great. So I quickly took some ice out of the big freezer, put it in the refrigerator, kind of put everything on ice, closed the thing up, went out to dinner, came back at around 5 o'clock and 5:30, got a text saying on my way. It's like, oh, great, the guy's coming out. Guy came out, took one look and went, oh yeah, LG, yeah, I know all about LG. I had already pulled the back of that refrigerator off, looked at the service panel, did a service test. I know how to do that. And the compressor was actually running, but it just wasn't getting cold. And so I ran that test, and LG's test result number 22 comes up. When I looked that up, it said it was a relay that had gone bad. And so I quickly look up the relay, and it's like a $40 part. Not readily available, got to have that thing on order. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So that's where, and that was earlier in the day after I'd already made the appointment for 5 o'clock. So, okay, it's probably that relay. It could be anything, but if error 22 comes up and it's confirmed that that's what it is, the guy's going to come out. Hopefully he'll have parts, right? Okay, this is where it starts to go really kind of weird. The guy opens up the thing, then he starts probing around and doing his thing. And he goes, listen to this. If I probe here, you hear that sound? That means it's good. But I've got 2 other places to probe. If I don't hear anything, that means something's bad. So he probed and he goes, oh, okay, so this is okay. And then he probed and he went, oh, yeah, it's not the relay, it's the compressor. And I'm, well, how can that be? The compressor's running. He goes, yeah, but it's not pumping coolant. Oh, let me check. So he whips out his phone, he looks at his phone, and he goes, I've got one back at the shop. It's getting kind of late. Can you hold out until tomorrow? I'll come out tomorrow morning. And I said, sure. And this is where I get kind of fishy. And I said, well, so for this service call, how much am I going to owe you and how much is that part going to be? He's looking it up and he goes, well, typically what I do is if I have the part in stock, I'll look up how much that cost me because my cost is wholesale. I'll pass it on to you at retail and the difference will be my service call. And I thought, well, that's kind of unusual, but okay. Sounds fair. How much is this part? And he goes, well, it's $425 for the part. Then he showed me online how much the part would be from LG. And it is about that much. Because I already done that research. And I was like, oh yeah. And he goes, but I can get it at, and he does his little thing. Oh, but I can get it at about $275. Would that be okay if I charged you $425? And I'm thinking to myself, $425 and get this thing repaired if it's the compressor and he gets paid, my fridge gets a little extra life. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. So he opens up the service panel where the controller board is, something that I've already looked at, and he probes around and he goes, you know, I have a feeling this controller board is going to go out. Now, what I don't want to do is repair this compressor and then a day or two later the controller board goes out, because typically these things kind of happen, they cascade. And I said, okay, how much is that going to be? And he said, I can get that for my cost, $227. Your cost would be $325. So it's going to be roughly $700 to get this whole thing taken care of. And you'll have a new controller board, a new compressor. You'll be up and running. Okay, when can you come? Well, I don't have the controller board, but I do have the compressor. So I'll bring the compressor tomorrow. I'll drop it off with you. I'll have to run off to my other job. And I'll have already ordered tonight. I'll order the controller board, and I'll let you know how long that's going to take. Okay, go ahead and go for it. And then he said, today, I'll bring you the compressor tomorrow. You owe me $425. So I wrote him a check for $425. He did come by the next morning and drop off the compressor. As a matter of fact, hang on a minute. Here it is, compressor. And while he was here, I verified that it was the correct compressor, and it is. So now, and this is now the next day, the following day, he dropped it off. We checked it out. It's the right one. I said, okay, I'll leave it right there. He goes, I got the thing. I got the controller board or the whatever other circuit board on order. They said it probably would take about a week, but I as soon as I hear back from them, I'll let you know how long that's going to take. I got a compressor. It looks brand new. I don't know that it is. Got all the handy parts. Looked at the date. He ordered that part back in 2023. This is now 2025. So he had this part for a couple of years sitting in his warehouse. I look at the address on here, and just to verify that maybe that's his home address, maybe that's his warehouse address, some storage facility that he's got where he's got parts. Come to find out, it's a home in downtown Waco that belongs to the Missionary Baptist Church in Waco. And I'm not going to give away much more information than that, but it's like, all right, maybe he has an agreement with his church that he could store his stuff in the garage there, because it's probably the parsonage for the pastor of that church. Okay, this is where it gets really kind of weird, folks. He had given me his card. I look up the address and realize, wait a second, it's this address. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Waco Library. Could I have just been scammed out of $500 or $425? I've got a part. I can't put it on. I don't have a coolant or refrigerant capture system. I need an appliance repair person to do that kind of thing. All right. So now it's, I don't know, Saturday. And I haven't heard from him, so I call him. Hey, I need to hear from you. When's that controller board going to be in? He says, oh, the controller board. Yeah, it's not going to be here until sometime between Wednesday and Friday. And this is Saturday, Sunday, where I made that phone call. And it's like, dude, I gotta know soon. So as soon as you know, and he goes, I guarantee you, I will let you know as soon as I know. Wednesday comes, I haven't heard from the guy. And I'm being patient. Finally, I give him another phone call. He calls me back, and I said, is the part in? He goes, yes, the controller board came in. It came in late this afternoon. I can't get out there right now. And he gave me a really bad sob story about his mother and about illness in the family. I'm going to leave you all the links of a place where you should not go to get appliance repair done. Good going.
Outlet.
You get a new refrigerator, that's what. Still got the tape in it. Got to get all that taken care of. Okay, so what did I learn from all of this? 3 things. 1, when it comes to a refrigerator, if it's gone out, just go out and buy another one, because they've become consumables. I don't know how else to put it. The cost of getting a new one versus trying to get it repaired, as I found out, might as well get another one. Plus, I've got 5-year warranty on this. Maybe I'll have to use that warranty, maybe not, but it's an expendable. That's just the way it is. 2, if you do decide to call a appliance repair person, please do more homework than I did. I went through what I thought was a reputable broker. Make sure you're going through a reputable broker. Do a deep dive, okay? And then when the guy calls you or the gal calls you and says, hey, I'm going to come fix your appliance, immediately ask for their name. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for the name, get some information. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call you right back. Are you going to be at this number? And then hang up and make a quick phone call do a deep dive on the internet, call your police department, call the sheriff's department, make sure this person doesn't have a criminal history, which the person that we ended up having come to my house had a criminal history of doing things like this. It's a shame. It's really a shame that you got to do this kind of thing in this day and age, but that's the day and age we live in, right? I'll leave a link down below to everything that I referenced earlier on, and in case you live in the local area, you know who not to use. We're going to have pork.
This is a public service announcement from the Shootin' Guy.